Guess what? You are not too busy to grow. You are just too attached to doing it all yourself. I want to talk to you today about whether you are actually enabling the growth in your business or whether you are accidentally stifling it. I'm going to talk you through 3 tips, 3 questions, 3 areas that you can work through in your own business to make sure that you are not inadvertently the biggest blockage to your growth. So the first tip is to think long term. When you have built a business from scratch, it's so easy to get attached to every last detail, to become a control freak, to own everything, to believe nobody can do it better than you, and to think that no customer is ever going to be willing to deal with anybody except you. But if you're the only person that can deal with something, if you're the only person that can answer customer questions, then you are destined to do that forever. And if you're the person destined to do these things forever, then that absolutely puts a limitation on the growth of your business. So rather than thinking about nobody else can do this as well as I do, it's just easier if I do this myself, I haven't got the time to train anybody else, I can't trust anybody to do it. Really think about the long-term growth of your business. Think about what is best in the long term. So rather than just looking at one situation, at one task, at one piece of work, and realizing that the easiest and the quickest and the best thing to do is for you to just keep doing it, really ask yourself what's best in the long term. Is this a high level of activity or a high skill activity, which is absolutely right, rests with me? Or is it a lower skill activity that somebody else could genuinely take on your behalf? That doesn't mean you're instantly ready to delegate it to somebody else, because you need tip number 2. Tip number 2 is to create processes, create systems and create standards. Because the big thing is when you start to delegate, whether that's somebody in your team or whether you outsource it, you are always going to initially feel out of control. You're always going to be worried about how things are done, when things are done, have deadlines been met, have standards been met. But you can manage all of that by creating step-by-step processes for exactly how things should be done, so then you can rest assured that you know things are being done in the right way. You can create some measures or some definitions of the standards that you want to see achieved, so you can be certain and confident that the right level of quality is being hit. So use processes, use checklists, use workflows, different things like that, and that will give you the confidence then to start trusting other people to do some of this stuff instead of you. And then tip number 3 is learning to trust others. Learn to let go. Try out other people. Try them first and foremost on some of the lower skill activities, the lower impact activities. Don't go straight for something that's going to be really noticeable for your customers, but just think about the day-to-day activities. Now, so often people will say, but it only takes me 10 minutes, it only takes me 20 minutes. If you actually do the maths and think about how much time that equates to over the course of the year, you would be amazed. Something that only takes you a few minutes every day actually equates to a week of time over the course of the year. So you don't have to start by delegating massive things. Start with small things and just look to build on that. If you delegate one different action every week, then over the course of the year, that would be a huge amount of work that you free yourself up from. You give yourself back time then to work on the strategy. So look to trust other people. Think about delegating. Think about outsourcing. Bear in mind that it won't be perfect straight away. It won't be as good as the way you do it because you've been doing this for years. But also think about the first time you did it, was it perfect? I don't think it was. So be prepared to go through that journey of helping somebody else to learn how to do it, when to do it, which standards to hit. And then what you'll find is that over time, you free yourself up, you take away all those base level activities. One way that you can think about it that's a really powerful way of keeping you focused on what you should do and where you should start to let go is only do the things that only you can do. And it's genuinely only you can do. The really high value, high skill activities, not things that somebody else can't do right now, but something that genuinely nobody else could ever do because it's so critical and important to your business. For everything else, Think long term, create the processes, trust others, and build that process, build the trust. Free yourself up, and then you can start to really build and grow your business. If you are a control freak but you're desperate to grow, get in touch with me at taylory.co.uk and let's talk about how I can help you enable growth instead of stifling it.